are working on elements of art, and you can make this more beautiful than I'm doing. So I would say decorate it, make it lovely. I am going to zoom in a little bit, and we are going to feature line on this chapter or this book. I'm going to turn into the book, and we're going to ask, what is a line? What is a line? It's a mark that goes from one place to another, right? So I can go from here to here, and I can go straight to get there. I can go from here to here, and I can go straight to get there. There are different types of lines. And there are subsets of lines. So both of these two lines were straight. I hope you can read my handwriting. Both of those were straight, but they were different from each other. One went straight from left to right, one went straight from top to bottom. So we could have straight. Do you know what I'm going to write? Straight horizontal lines. We can also have straight. Do you know what I'm going to write? Straight vertical lines, right? And I bet you know this one. Diagonal. So you can have straight lines that run vertically, horizontally, diagonally. These are helpful when you're building a picture to know and notice which way a line is going. You don't have to go from these points in a straight direction. You could also head to those points in different directions or in different ways. I think, let me grab a colored pencil here. I could go diagonally in a wavy line. I could go horizontally in a zigzag line. And I could go vertically in a looping line. And of course I could do any of those in the same. So we have curved, wavy, we have looping. All of these are adjectives. They're words that describe the lines. And we might start to get creative about how we say that. So I might say that I was going in a jagged, mountainous type of line, or a curvy, hilly kind of line to describe maybe the object that I'm drawing. A serpentine line reminds us of a snake, right? All right. Serpentine line. Lines do different things. Oh, by the way, I'm sure you can come up with many more lines than this. In fact, why don't you save a page? More lines. Invented by me. And of course, that me is you. You are the me. Go ahead and make a page of lines that you invented. Let's talk about, what do lines do? Why do we need them in art? Question mark. Why do we need them? If I draw an apple, it sort of looks like a pumpkin, doesn't it? Let's make it a pumpkin. My apple became a pumpkin. The lines can outline. They can go around the outline and describe the thing. So we can have outline lines. You can also describe the contour of the thing, the form of the thing. So maybe these curving lines inside of my apple pumpkin describe the fact that this is curved. So that can come along with contour. They can suggest movement. So maybe let's talk about the Great Wave. I bet a lot of you know that. This is not my greatest great wave I've ever drawn before. Lines can suggest contour and movement. This wave is moving that way. It can also suggest emotion. If you've studied the Great Wave, then you know in the detail, there's some very claw-like lines in the waves that feel aggressive and grippy and like the wave is attacking the boaters. They're in the tiny little boats at the base of the wave, almost like a dragon coming out and getting them. So it can suggest movement, that a thing is moving, or emotion, the feeling of the thing in attack. Lines can lead your eye around a picture. For example, you could have a picture of a landscape with a path. And trees. And these lines point down. Maybe there's a beautiful, Taj Mahal down at the end there. And these lines all point toward the subject. The subject we call the focal point, the point that we focus on. There are real lines, or actual lines. I'll show you my microphone. If I wanted to draw the stand of the microphone, I would make real lines to describe the stand. They'd be straight. And the decoration on the front of the microphone, I would draw with curving ovals. I would actually draw these marks with lines. There are contour lines, cross contour, and these describe the form. When you look at this line on the microphone, it's straight from this view, but notice that it curves. When you change your view, when you come toward the front, that line is no longer straight. It's describing the form, the contour, the cross contour of the object, which is a sphere. These look differently here to here. So it helps you tell a viewer of your artwork what the form is. Form description. Hope you can read my writing, going kind of fast. There's lines. I'm running out of pages. There's lines that are implied, meaning they're not real. Not real. You've all made this before. House. And in the corner, what do you think I'm going to draw? Right? Those are not real. We don't, when we look toward the sunlight, we don't actually see lines coming off of it unless there's some really interesting things happening in the clouds. So go ahead and make yourself, I hope you have been doing that with me, a book that describes lines.